So we're going to take a look at JAWS, and what I'd like to do is open up a website. You can hear JAWS talking very quickly in the background. I'm actually going to slow that voice down again. So
Is that usually the speed that really?
Yeah.
Blind people tend to play it at a pretty quick speed because they're playing it at the speed that you and I would read at.
Okay.
And so they get very used to hearing it talk very fast like that.
That's very interesting.
Okay, so. Okay. So it's also true that if you can't use your eyes to view a screen, you can't use a mouse. So there's a keyboard component to all of this. Okay, so this is our web accessibility website. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to demonstrate how this screen reader can help us bounce through large functional areas by reading the headings before each one until the user can find a topic that they might be looking for. So we're going to suggest in this case that the user is interested in Canvas accessibility testing, as you can see down at the bottom. And so we're going to listen for that.
Web accessibility focus heading level 1. And focus accessible learning for faculty of instructional designers heading level 2. And focus captioning heading level 2. And focus accessibility resources for social media users heading level Canvas accessibility testing and evaluation project left parent K right parent issues Canvas LMS accessibility report heading level 2.
So once the user hears that, they can read through it as you and I would in linear fashion.
Heading level 2 Canvas accessibility testing and evaluation project left parent K right parent issues Canvas LMS accessibility report the Canvas accessibility testing and evaluation project a partnership and lean structure and accessibility experts from higher education as issues their findings from an 18-month accessibility evaluation of the Canvas LMS. The full report as well as presentation materials from CSUN are available on AudioEngine's blog link http://blog.audioengine.com/2016/0/canvas-testing-evaluation-k.html article accessibility.
Wow.
So that's how people with low vision or who are blind frequently access the internet. And so you can imagine even watching the screen while that happens, it can be tough to keep up.
Yeah.
But
So how do they like get it to be able to do that then?
It's that piece of software, JAWS.
Okay.
And JAWS is something that we provide on campus in some of our learning technology rooms. And a lot of people who have different disabilities will use JAWS or some other form of assistive technology to gain access to the internet or Microsoft Word or movies or whatever it is they do.
And then what our web developers have to do is they have to know how to create those headings in the right way so that JAWS can see, oh, this is a heading. Oh, you want the next heading. Oh, you want the next heading. Because if they don't know how to do that, then it's just all a long string of text, and you have to read through everything before you get to the part that you want, instead of being able to kind of cruise across it at a higher level.
Yeah. So JAWS isn't available all across campus, just on the select computers?
It's a very expensive program.
Right, yeah,
It
sure.
costs like about $1,000 a seat. So it's available through a server on campus machines, and then once it gets to a certain usage, people will get lined up in order to use it. But like I say, most people own their own copy of JAWS or something like it that they can install on their own workstation or laptop or what have you.
Yeah.
So
That's very cool.
yeah, it's pretty neat. So a lot of what we do is just, and this is just one example of how we help developers find ways to build sites that are more optimized for dealing with different types of inputs and outputs and how people experience the technology.
So what kind of things are you guys working on like right now? Or is it everything all to do with website accessibility, or are there different projects you guys are working on?
So it's not just website. I mean, we have all sorts of different things that we're reviewing. So, for example, there's digital signs all across campus, and we get lots of questions from people about how can we make those more accessible. Because if you're a blind person, you don't have any way of directly interacting with that. Fortunately, the way our digital signage system works on campus is it actually all is driven from websites. And so one of the things that you can do is you can tell somebody, okay, well, this is the website that has all that content, and now you can go to that with your computer that has JAWS, and JAWS can read it to you. But then the next part of that is, well, if I'm a visitor to the campus, how do I know that there's a sign there, and how do I know where the website is and stuff like that? And so there's actually technology for that, where if you're a blind user, you can put a small, it's called an iBeacon, and it's used for all sorts of things, but you can attach it to the digital sign. So if you're a blind person and you're running the iBeacon software on your phone, as you come up to it, the phone lights up and says, hey, there's an iBeacon here. Click on the app and I can tell you what it is and what it's about. And so the idea is to make it as much as possible that a user with whatever kind of disability can just use a common tool like a phone instead of having to have a person helping them out, to do things as independently as possible, just like everybody else.
And the effort reaches out to not just stuff that we build at the university, but also things that we buy. The university buys a lot of technology, whether it's for HR or timekeeping or for school scheduling or all the different stuff that you look at when you're a student, or when you're a faculty member or when you're a staff member. So we try to work as much as we can with our procurement office and purchasing partners to make sure that they're communicating out to our vendors that we need accessibility in our technology too. So it's it's sort of a big picture effort.
Right.
And that's actually the item that you were going to there, the Canvas Accessibility Testing and Evaluation Project. So ICON made this switch in the fall, and it's now powered by Canvas instead of Desire to Learn.
Yeah.
And so a program like Canvas is enormous. I mean, there's all sorts of things that you have to test in there. And it's more than, just Todd and I can do together. So what this project was about was representatives from a dozen different universities and colleges, all working together with Instructure, who is the company that makes Canvas, to test the accessibility of the product, to find out what the issues were, and then to work with Instructure to make the product work better. And the result of that is that all universities get to benefit from a bunch of people working together to improve the quality of the project.
So is JAWS just University of Iowa thing, or does it spread across other campuses as well?
Oh no, lots
JAWS
of
is everywhere.
JAWS,
Everywhere?
yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
But JAWS is just one example. So JAWS works on Windows. There's another program, NVDA, which also works on Windows, which is free.
You have something on your Samsung called TalkBack, which works
Mhm.
works similar to what JAWS does, and
Right, yeah.
and so anybody who obtains one of these pieces of technology can just sort of begin using it.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So